allemaal, wij maken nu heerlijke Andijviestampot met rookworst.
Aha, veganistisch rookworst.
Veganistisch, ja.
Tuurlijk.
Maar nu is het uitgevallen als kleine worstjes, maar in het pakket krijg je natuurlijk een mooie rookworst.
Ja, precies.
Dus, but we have an English-speaking guest.
Yes, we have today as a special guest Patricia, and she's going to talk about what she does. She's a very good activist. She works for the Sea Shepherd as a volunteer, but she's also a yoga teacher. So we want to hear more about that.
Okay. So, actually I used to be an aerobics teacher, and I used to teach 4 or 5 classes a day, 5 days a week, of high impact steps, but then I got run over and my knee got badly injured, and I thought I would never teach again. So it took me about 7 years before I could walk again properly and do everything. And so I went to this quiet little sports school where nobody knew me, because my doctor said you've got to go back to the gym. And it was painful, but I did it. And then I went to another gym because I put a lot of weight on as well during that time. I went to another gym and I saw Les Mills program, Body Balance. It's a mix of Tai Chi, yoga and Pilates, power yoga, meditations. And I saw it and I thought, wow, I would really like to teach that. But the teachers are all like 20. And I thought I will never get a chance. But then the teacher who was teaching got ill, and there was no one to replace her. And the people said, "Oh, Patricia can do it."
Wow, because you knew it, yeah.
So, yeah, I just took over the class, and then the school offered me the education to do the proper education for it. And that was it. That was already 12 and a half years ago.
Wow, and you still
I
can do
did
it.
it, and I'm still doing it. And some of my people in my classes, 10 years and more. And I can't live without it. It's
into your blood.
it's in my blood. I just did 3 months with this injury on my back, and I think it would be much longer that I wouldn't be doing anything if I was not already strong from teaching the classes. Also from a good diet, of course. And it's such a special thing. It's an addiction. It really gets into your blood. You have to do it.
It's funny that you say it's an addiction. I always say I am yoga addict. Just once you prove it, you cannot get out of it. It gives you so much that this is, becomes part of you. You're yoga addict.
I actually love Tai Chi. Tai Chi is more I like that continual movement, and I like power yoga because of the energy on it.
It's been a very nice mix with all of that
It's
movement.
a nice mix. It's a very nice mix, yeah. And I have wonderful people in my classes.
And where do you do that? I mean, people who wants to be your students.
At the moment, I'm teaching in Basic Fit. I started with Fitness First, and then Health City took over. Fitness First, and then Basic Fit took over Health City, and I was going to leave, but my people said, please, if you stay, we'll stay, so I'm still there.
Wonderful. So if they want to follow you, you're in Basic Fit
I'm
in
in
Amsterdam.
Basic Fit, yeah, on the
Are there several
on the
ones,
Amstel.
On the Amstel.
Okay, yeah, on the Amstel.
So if they just check
nice
the
school.
timetable, they will find when your
Yes,
classes
and
are.
we have actually really lovely people who work there as well, really nice staff. The manager, we got a new manager, Jeremiah, he's absolutely a darling. So yes, everybody's wonderful. There was all sorts of classes, from steps, pump with the weights, and actually pump and body balance are the best combination for keeping fit. Yeah.
In the meantime, Joris is doing things.
Yes.
Washing the
What are you doing?
andijvie.
Yeah, let me explain
Andijvie.
how we make it. So I peeled the sweet potato, and the water is already getting to a boil, so I will cook them later on with a bit of salt. So salt keeps all the nutrients inside the veggies. So we cook this. I'm now washing this, and then I will cut it in like this, so in some smaller size. And then I will peel the onion, and then I'm frying it very long, and then so it caramelizes. And I will use some rice syrup I have here and some balsamic vinegar. That is really nice. And then at last I will fry the sausages and then put it all together on the plate. So
Wonderful.
So I finished the washing.
All right.
Great. So did you notice also some pattern on the eating of the people who are going to your class?
They've actually changed. Not so much the people in my class, but actually the personal trainers in the gym.
Okay.
Because they eat, well, one of them, he was eating 21 eggs a day in protein shakes.
Nice.
And he was eating 5 meals a day, and he was getting through so much salmon and chicken. And I had some medical tests done recently, and everything was good. My blood pressure was good, my cholesterol was good, my thyroid glands were good, my heart was good, everything's perfect.
And you're vegan.
And this guy's like half my age, and he said, how do you do that? Every time I go to the doctor, everything's too high. So I said, well, you're killing your body. What you're doing, you're killing your body with all this meat and eggs. So now he's cut down. He's having pea protein instead of all the eggs.
Oh yes, goodness. I mean that's a high cholesterol level thing.
And he's actually changed one meal already into a vegan meal.
Wow, that's already something.
And he said slowly he will step over. Another one of the trainers has gone vegetarian. He's not vegan yet, but he's gone vegetarian. So, and I'm working on them. There's a book called Meat is for Pussies. I think it's by the Iron Man.
Okay.
And so the way I got to the personal trainers was I'd walk in the gym in the morning, because at first they weren't listening. I walk into the gym in the morning and go, meat is for pussies. Hi. No, I went, hi, pussy. Hi, pussy, to this big guy.
Oh, my
hi,
goodness.
pussy. And they're like,
They are.
hi, what are you talking about? I said, meat is for pussies. Sorry. So there's a
You
book,
dare.
Meat is for pussies, yeah.
You're there.
And that got them thinking.
Oh
And I said, yeah, the strongest man in
That
the
is a good
world
joke.
doesn't eat meat, and he wrote a book called Meat is for Pussies. Read the book.
Okay.
And
So there's a book called Meat is for Pussies.
there's a book called Meat
That's
is for
why
Pussies.
you call. Okay.
Yes.
Wow.
Maybe you would like to cut the rest of it?
Yes,
Is
I
that
can
right?
do that. Of course.
You saw how he did it, because even I was like, there was like a chuck. Something like that. I always learn
Is
from
that
your
small enough,
cutting techniques.
Joris?
That's good,
Small
yeah.
enough?
Yeah, it's funny that you say of the vegans, because a friend of mine told me like, well, how do you know if someone is vegan? Don't worry, they will tell you.
That's true.
We always do.
I know all the vegans. I think I know pretty much all the vegans in the gym, because I'll see someone and they go, oh, that looks nice. Oh yeah, I'm a vegan. I know, I'm a vegan too. And they're like, we're all like, oh, we're vegans. And everyone's so happy.
Yeah, it's like a kind of nice feeling when you feel someone that also is vegan, because it's a kind of same thing in the head. But I have big respect for everybody. I mean, everybody, I have not been vegan all my life, pity and off, that is not like that. But yeah, I mean, I respect everybody's in a place, in a time, and we learn from each other, we inspire each other. And I always say, I don't pretend that people stop eating meat from one second to the other, but if they try once in a week, wow, they're already doing a lot. Yes. So, and when you try things like what we're cooking here and you think, this is delicious, well, why not to keep on going for it? So,
Yeah, go
that's the
for
point.
it.
Yeah.
And
And
it's
it's-
so much healthier.
That's what
for
I
your
mean.
body.
It's not only about the blah blah, it's how you feel. If you have much
Yeah.
more energy, you feel more happy, more strong, less cholesterol. Wow.
And no suffering
have it.
animals.
Also, of course, but also first it's how you feel, how you wake up every morning and you say, whoa, this feels good, and you're like,
Pure.
and even you're enjoying wonderful and tasty foods. So
And you're helping the planet in the process.
it's a lot of things involved. That's such a big movement. It's growing and growing and growing.
It is. Needs to. Really needs to.
Things are changing on our planet, probably because it's needed, and it's a kind of conscience. And that's beautiful to be part of that change, to be here at this
Yes.
time, in this moment, in this planet.
Yeah. Doing good things.
So, what's your next step? Do we have to do something?
Well, I peeled the onion,
Mm-hmm.
so I will cut it in small slices.
Thank you for not asking me to cut it.
I always
No,
cry.
I don't want to cry.
Yeah, I was the same. Like,
He doesn't. Well, you don't have mascara on, so you can.
Yeah,
you
I
can
tried,
do
but
it.
you didn't want it.
So I will slice it, and then I'm gonna fry it in some olive oil, and then fry it longer,
Okay.
and it gets more taste. And then we add some balsamic vinegar and rice syrup.
It's
And then
rice
it-
syrup. I haven't heard. I've got brown rice oil. That's what I cook with at home normally. But I haven't heard of rice syrup.
Yeah, that's a very good substitute for honey actually, because I cook for yoga groups a lot of weekends. So people come to a retreat center and they do yoga and workshops. And sometimes with breakfast they ask like, oh, do you have honey? And then I say, well, I have rice syrup. Oh, okay. So then I bring rice syrup, and that's perfect for making cakes and pies and stuff. But also when you want to add some sweetness to a meal, this is just perfect. And it's also a slower sugar, so it's perfect.
It's the last thing I gave up was honey. I had no idea there was such cruelty in the bee industry and in the honey
Most
industry.
people
And
didn't
I
know
saw it
about
and
it.
I
It's
was like,
horrible. Yeah, it's not like, oh,
terrible.
please go away, bees.
Yeah,
No,
they
they just
No,
do.
Kill them all.
they kill it. I mean, the
Yeah.
bees doesn't produce honey for us. They produce it for themselves to survive on the winter.
In the winter, yeah.
And we
exactly.
just steal it from them and kill them because, yeah, they have nothing to
look at these
eat.
big
and
machines that just
it's like a
chop
and
them
the-
through. And I was so horrible because I never
It's
knew
terrible.
that.
It's terrible.
I was immediately like, okay, no more
Yeah,
honey.
when you start knowing things, what happens with the bees, what happens with the cows. I mean, like a cow will not produce milk if it is not pregnant. Same as a woman. We're also animals. And if a woman is pregnant, will produce milk for the baby. But if you take the baby away, you can have the milk. That's what we do with the cows. The baby has to die, and otherwise the milk will be for the baby. So when you start learning the things, you think like,
I know.
there's other alternatives.
When I
So
was vegetarian, I had no idea about the cruelty of the milk industry.
exactly.
Social media, yeah, I saw it and I was immediately like,
Over. Yeah. Now there's no
no
excuse.
drink,
Once you know, there's
milk,
no
no
excuse.
yogurt, no cream, no nothing.
Exactly. No.
Yeah, no, it's horrible.
So, and you have alternatives also for everything. I mean, I like more the ice creams made with the coconut milk than with normal milk. To be honest, it's more creamy.
Or almond milk.
Oh my god.
And usually, what I recently
nut
do
milk.
is I use coconut oil in desserts. So the coconut oil, when it's thick, it melts on your tongue, you know. So
Yeah.
if you make like a carrot cake,
Mm-hmm.
and then you put a thick layer of frosting on top, and it's also filled with coconut fat, so it's and people come to me, oh, what
you
was
really
this?
that?
So yeah, oh yeah, this is also vegan, so
You see?
they are really surprised.
You ever replace butter with coconut cream, coconut oil?
Yeah,
Me too.
It's really tasty.
too, yeah.
Yeah.
The way you have been cutting the onions, those have to be like that because you want rings, or people can just cook in whatever way.
I do rings because it's nice how you can put it
Yeah,
on top of
it's
the
beautiful.
stew.
Yeah.
So
Oh, they're good.
Smells good.
Onion is always so.
Especially the red onions.
Yeah.
I love red onions the best.
sweet potatoes are already also very fast. So it's actually a quite simple meal, but still with green vegetables, round onions. So round vegetables are more relaxing, and this is very green. So the more green, the more calcium, you know. So
Yep.
But why are orange sweet potatoes better than the white ones?
the white ones are a nightshade. So and nightshades, they are you see them everywhere. You know, also potatoes and tomatoes and paprika, and they grow in night. So they can, if you are sensitive to rheumatism, they can increase it. You know, so and they are very high in acid forming. They form acid in your body, so it's better to not eat them every day, you know. So, and this is just a root vegetable, huh? The sweet potato. So
I know now in East Africa they're really promoting that the natives grow the orange sweet potato because it's more nutritious for the people
yeah,
than eating yams or white potatoes. Or
yeah, it's a lot better, yeah.
Really the orange.
And
sweet
it's so
potato.
tasteful. The sweetness is really nice. So
I like to make sweet potato soup.
yeah, delicious. I make it with curry spice and ginger. It's really nice.
That's not ginger.
Okay,
Maybe
so-
with coconut.
I think this is almost ready.
Coconut cream, yeah. Oh. Yes.
How do you know they are ready when the knife goes? Is it inside?
Yeah, when it's soft, it's ready.
Okay.
So when you go through, it's ready.
And when you're cooking with us, when it's here ready, probably it's also there ready.
At home.
Yes.
Yeah, this is soft, so this is good. So yeah, I put salt first and then the potatoes because then all the nutrition stay inside, you know.
Okay.
If you put salt, you don't put salt, the taste goes in the water. So that's what you do with soup. So you put all the veggies and all the stuff, and then in the end you add salt to bring flavor in, you know. So
Okay, I didn't know that.
yeah.
Okay.
So this is just simmering very slowly.
How important is salt? Because I used to drink, I used to drink a lot of tequila, like salt, tequila, lemon, and then when I stopped drinking tequila some years ago, I actually was not eating because I don't put salt in my food normally, and I was not even eating salt anymore. And I was told I have to eat salt.
Yeah, it's important because salt keeps things together. So for instance, if you make pickles and you have cucumber and you put it in water, just like that, after a few days it gets like very loose and you can throw it away. If you put it in salty water, you can keep it for ages.
Wow.
So it conserves. So also when you don't eat salt, you get very loose. So you need salt holds stuff together. So if you eat too much salt, you get really stiff. But if you eat no, then
Like,
you get like
I guess
So-
because we're made up of 70% water, so I guess
yeah. So it's
we need-
It comes from
necessary.
the water of the
we
sea.
come from the sea.
Wow. I always learn a lot
Yes.
from all the things that you're telling us.
So let me explain a little bit. So if you make this dish, you can always, especially when you cook for more than one, you can save some of the water because if it's too dry, you can still add later.
Okay.
For one person, probably it's just fine.
Yeah,
But I save a little bit if I need it.
just in case. Okay, that's also a good trick. Yeah.
So then we add this.
It goes in with the sweet potato.
Aha.
And everyone has a fork at home, right? So that's what you can use to
Oh, you're mashing it.
mash it. Yeah. So very easy.
Yeah, because everybody has it. That's true. That's the easier way to make it. That everybody. Yeah. can do it. But then this goes completely raw, so that you don't
Yeah, this
cook
is
it.
raw because, and then with all this cooked potatoes, it will get hot also. And I put it back on a low flame. So
Okay. And the color, I love it. It already do something in the eyes, like I want to eat that.
And it's so easy to do.
Green and orange.
Even
and
I
that's
can
kind
do
of-
that.
yeah. So
Nice. That's great. Shall I flick the onions for you? or are
yeah,
they
that's a
okay?
good idea. I have a spoon there.
They're caramelizing nicely.
Yeah, I think they're baked well enough, so I can add some of this. So that's some of sour stuff. I added salt already. And then you get sweet, so salt, sweet and sour. Now,
Oh,
wow, that's a lot of flavor, you know?
Where can you buy the rice?
In wholesale stores or like an organic shop, you know?
Organic shops.
So,
So something like Deshima, I guess.
yeah, exactly, or Ecoplaza.
Oh,
Already, yeah, it smells great.
oh, it smells wonderful.
So the last step is
Oh yeah, I forgot about them.
the sausages.
Yes, exactly.
Little sausages.
Or as Dutch people say, rookworst.
Rookworst.
I'm not going to mention what I called them in my mail.
So are there any ships of Sea Shepherd in Amsterdam actually, or?
Not at the moment. We've got the Sam Simon, the Bob Barker and the Ocean Warrior all under the Dutch flag.
Yeah.
We've also got several ships down in Australia. We've got some in America, and a couple of our ships have been working on the coast of Liberia and on the coast of Tanzania against the poachers, the illegal fishers, because the local people can't get any fish anymore to feed their families.
Yeah.
Out in their little boats, there's nothing, because these big trawlers come in with their big nets and take everything.
Yeah.
Wow.
So they've actually arrested, in the last couple of years, a lot of ships. Some of them have been sunk. The Indonesian government are very good at sinking ships that are illegal. Occasionally, because they're corrupt, some ships will get away without a fine or anything.
Wow.
They found one recently with hundreds of tons of shark fins
Oh my
on board, a
goodness.
whole fleet. And they didn't even get a fine or a punishment. They were let go by the government. I can't remember what country that was. It was really terrible.
It's because the government is also involved in that.
Of course. It's $1 million. So
It's so terrible because they don't even kill them. I mean, of course they
they
die.
just cut off their
They
fins.
cut off the fin and they go down, but they cannot move. So they are there for I don't know how many hours, just
It's horrible.
feeling
It's
how the-
monstrous.
that's
It's really
terrible. It's
monstrous.
a terrible death.
And they're so important for the whole ecosystem of the oceans. I mean, no sharks, the whole oceans are just going to go wrong.
Yeah,
It's the
that's
whole,
true.
yeah.
That's true.
They're top predators. So if then
they
no
can't-
one's predating on the fish that they feed on, then those fish become too many,
Yeah.
and they can cause problems. I don't know so much about the
Yeah, no, but
legal sides of it, but you know what I mean.
So
But it's monstrous anyway. You don't cut off a fin and just let the poor.
thing just
Sharks sink to the
I have seen
bottom.
videos of that, and I mean, I was in tears, just
They
crying,
can't
like,
swim.
you know, why?
They can't do
Why?
anything. It's
Why?
horrible. And they're not even harmful. You know, they
Yeah.
hardly kill. I mean, occasionally they'll maybe kill someone because the person looks like a fish or something, but it's very seldom. It's
Yeah.
hardly anyone.
So we are in the last stage.
Aha.
This is ready. Let's turn that off. So I put on the sausages, so that will be on top.
And what oil did you use for the sausages?
This is just sunseed oil.
Okay. You think sunseed is the best oil to cook with generally?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, and also sesame oil you can use. Yeah, like the not tropical oils. You can use coconut oil for desserts because they have the very soft taste. And for normal baking and frying, I would say
Okay.
olive oil or sunseed oil.
And what do you think of brown rice oil? Do you think that's also
Also,
okay?
yeah, also very good. Yeah, yeah. Maybe that one is more hard to get, but they don't have it at all the shops.
No, they don't. I always have to look for it when I want it.
So this is going to be nice. Some color.
And when you're teaching your yoga and tai chi, you're also sometimes talking to people about these kind of problems on the nature and what is happening.
Oh, absolutely.
You take the opportunity to
Absolutely.
plant your seeds.
Yeah, a lot of them avoid me because I think they feel guilty because they're not vegan, and I never preach at people.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't
yeah.
preach to people.
I know that. I love the
I
opposite
just-
of that.
You know,
Yeah.
and
You say
but
like
some
we
people
respect
they
everybody.
sort of
Like
they
getting
don't want, they
oh
don't
my
want
God,
to
here she comes
change. You
again.
know? I say, if you really care about your children, your children's children, then you have
Yeah.
to make a change, and because otherwise the planet's not going to survive.
No, exactly. The water is rising up and the temperature is going higher and higher, and
And all the people that are starving because there's not enough food for them because we're feeding half the food to animals.
to the animals to get a
produce-
piece of meat. Yeah.
to get meat.
So I add a little bit of water.
The one that you
Was
put
it-
apart.
Yeah, it was a bit dry. So to finish this up, this is almost cooked now. You see it's not so raw anymore. So now it's a real stovepot, stampot.
Yeah, I never saw it come with sweet potato. It looks
Yeah.
really good.
Well, it's different and it's tasty and
So to finish up, we have vegan butter. So you can add something creamy to it. And this is herbal salt. So it's a lot of herbs dried and then sea salt, and it's a really nice flavor. So I always like to add it with this dish.
you also will get it in your packet.
And
course.
what would this be?
Komijn?
Nutmeg.
Nutmeg, yes.
Ah.
So that's a good combination with the sweet potato. So let's have a taste.
And
Good, yeah.
Yes.
it's a bit
You
too
want
warm
to
for
try?
me. No, you want to try? Probably
I'll
it's too
try,
warm for me. I
yes.
cannot eat too warm.
So
Oh wow.
It smells great.
That is so good.
That's really tasty. I will wait a little
It's
bit.
sort of nutty as well.
yeah, that's a nutmeg.
But the Christmas is nutty as well. That is really gorgeous.
Yeah, if you like it more raw, the I don't know the English name of this of the andijvie, but you can keep it raw or you can cook it a bit more like I did. It's up to you.
Yeah. Well, it is endive, but it's not a species sort of species I had seen before.
So look at the
Endive.
color. So we have orange
Wow.
and green and purple, and of course, finishing touch. We got this. So
Hey,
Wow.
hey, voila!
there you go.
Wow.
Typical Dutch.
Absolutely,
Dutch
but
dinner.
different. Nou,
Eet smakelijk.
eet smakelijk.